Hello to everyone. I would like to record this lecture on measuring marketing performance. This is one of my favorite topics. I did my PhD in marketing optimization. Initially, I really kind of liked the challenge of trying to measure something that was so uncertain, intangible, really hard to measure. But when I got more towards the end of the PhD, I realized how difficult, complicated it is. Nevertheless, today marketeers are being called to become more ready to talk financial language, to develop their financial acumen, and really be able to prove their value. So I would like to start with this phrase on the top of the slide. Marketers aren't unhappy because they can't measure marketing performance. They are unhappy because they now can. So you might think in your head, why is that? There can be many different reasons. Maybe because the pressure is really high and we have no choice but to prove our value. Maybe because they have too many metrics to choose from. Maybe because it's difficult to do so, and so on. So let me take you through the lecture set slides, and hopefully this question will be answered. Lecture plan. So this is lecture 9, measuring marketing performance, and I would recommend that you listen to this class somewhere around the time of when you have your pricing lecture, maybe even before or straight after. So make sure it gives you enough time to use this knowledge and understanding and feed this into your presentation assignment, where you will have to demonstrate your ability to use metrics and explain how they work. We have 4 learning outcomes. First of all, I would like you to understand why is this so significant and important to measure marketing performance. Why do we even talk about this? The second one is to try and define key marketing metrics. So we will revise different marketing metrics so you have an understanding what's available out there. Number 3 is to try and go a little bit deeper and debate various challenges arising from measuring marketing performance. There are plenty of them, too many of them. However, I strongly believe when we do understand the problems and the challenges, we might be better equipped at finding solutions. And finally, hopefully, you can get started with measuring marketing performance. In your assignment, you are not required to kind of produce this final result, the formula and the actual performance in pounds, percentage, or any other metrics, but you are, however, required to show an understanding. So you will need to pick up some metrics that you will think will be appropriate for your assignment, and also to explain how they will work. How will you derive each element of the formula? So basically, you will have to have still a good understanding as to what you are going to use and how you are going to do it. So let's try and define what exactly is measuring marketing performance. That's just one of the definitions where it says that it is the evaluation of the application of marketing resources, combining both financial and non-financial, to achieve measurable gain in return on investment, while at the same time ensuring quality in customer experience. So that's quite a cumbersome phrase, quite a complicated one. If I could make this shorter, I would say basically measuring marketing performance, it's all about proving your value as a marketeer. So trying to prove that marketing has produced a positive and significant return. Let's look snapshot, measuring marketing performance, and what's really on the agenda today. So the first thing is there is high pressure to be more accountable. There is more and more pressure to develop stronger financial acumen in marketing. Now, minimum 2 out of 3 CMOs feel pressure to prove marketing's value. Don't worry, the data shows 2013. The situation has not changed much today. In fact, if anything, the pressure is as high as it was before. Have a look. So one of the studies conducted found that you can see pressure on US CMOs to prove the value of marketing in 2013. The question on the left is, do you feel pressure from your CEO or board to prove the value of marketing? 2/3 of CEOs responded, yes, I do feel a pressure. On the right-hand side, you can see an answer to the question, is this pressure increasing, decreasing, or is it staying about the same? So you can see that increasing pressure was reported by 60%, whereas about the same, almost 40%. That's why, if anything, the pressure is only increasing. So if we go back saying 2 out of 3 CMOs feel pressure, I would say as an absolute minimum, really. Number 2 is marketeers are unfortunately being accused of wasting the money. 7 in 10 CEOs believe their company wastes money on marketing. That was the result of the study conducted in 2014. So here, let's have a look. The question was CEO and CMO views on marketing performance. So on the left-hand side, you can see they are saying, I believe my company wastes money on marketing initiatives. So among CEOs, 36% agree with the statement and 33% strongly agreed. So altogether, 69% of CEOs agreed or strongly agreed with the statement that marketing wastes money on marketing initiatives. And interestingly, surprisingly, and perhaps even shockingly, even CMO of the company, 34% of CMOs agreed or strongly agreed that in their company there is a wastage of money on marketing initiatives. The second question in the middle was about has limited insight into who is engaging with the product. So among CEOs, you can see 46 plus 28%. That would make 74% of CEOs believe that actually marketeers have limited insight into who is engaging with the product. And also, if you move to the right-hand side, does not understand consumer likes, dislikes. 69% of CEOs agree or strongly agree with this statement. So these are CEOs and CMOs' views on marketing performance. So just to summarize, the key, most important thing here is that 69% of CEOs believe that money are wasted on marketing, and 34% of CMOs strongly or agree with this statement. So that's not very good news to marketing. Anyway, let's move on. Point number 3, only 38% of companies are measuring return on marketing investment. And this is a study done by Lenscold Group. You can search about them online. They are very good in measuring marketing performance. They've been around for more than 20 years, published a couple of books, and that's effectively what they're doing, measuring marketing performance. So up until 2013, they used to publish different studies around measuring marketing performance, and we would start always with some stats showing us what's happening in the world, what is changing, and how many companies are struggling with this and so on. So I do remember maybe 7-8 years ago, this number was around 20% of the companies measure, and then it went gradually higher and higher until it was 38% of the companies a few years back were measuring return on marketing investment. However, the question sounds like whether you are measuring a return on marketing investment for at least some of your marketing efforts. And this is the answer, 38%. So it still doesn't mean that the companies are measuring for all marketing efforts. And another thing, it doesn't mean that they are doing this properly. Point number 4, CEOs and CMOs are not satisfied enough with marketers' ability in financial accountability. So only 33% being satisfied with their ability to improve marketing performance. Let's have a look. Satisfaction with marketing's ability. So you can see that based on a survey of 400 plus C-suite execs, CMOs, marketeers, and salespeople, these are the results for 2017. So 40% of them actually believe in marketeers' ability to improve business performance. However, only 1/3, 33%, believe in their ability to improve marketing performance. So you can see this, they give a score from 8 to 10, meaning that only 1/3 really strongly believe in marketing abilities to improve marketing performance or to drive marketing performance, whereas 38% kind of believe but not a bit less sure about this, and 29% do not believe. And on the right hand side, you can see derived insights from data. So again, 34% only, so 1/3 only believe in marketers' ability to derive insights from the data. And again, it kind of, looks a little bit like kind of gray and shadow, but we are talking today about how can we improve the situation. And obviously we need to start with this kind of a little bit shocking reality to understand what is going on. Number 5, no single metric to measure marketing performance exists in the world. And in fact, one of the reasons why marketeers might be struggling to measure marketing performance is because we have too much choice. Later on, we will see some metrics, and one of the papers I read in 2011 by Brooks and Simkin, where they summarized 250 different metrics in measuring marketing performance. So when you have such a wide choice, sometimes it's like with customers, when you have too much choice, people choose not to choose. And finally, marketeers lack skills to address the issue. So there is a lot of discussion and a lot of accusation as well on marketeers that they are not being ready numerically, financially, from accounting perspective, to really kind of justify the value and work with numbers. So let's try to understand what the problems are so we can be more helpful in addressing the issues. Now you can see the evolution of CMO agenda has actually changed. Back in years, companies started with brands. So all companies cared about was awareness, affinity, and equity. So it was more about how can you generate awareness of the brand, make your brand better. Then later on, we kind of started caring more about consumer. And again, introduction of services, 7 Ps, 8 Ps, and so on. So we started trying to measure things like customer satisfaction. Are they actually satisfied? What would make them happy? Are consumers engaged, in particular in this digital world when engagement really is high on the agenda? And are our products and offerings are relevant to consumers? Would they choose because we really need them, or are we producing simply something that is not needed for them? And finally, today is more focused on business, where we try to look into sales, conversion, and measure marketing effectiveness. On the right-hand side of the slide, you can see the impact of digital. So the impact of digital, whilst it brought a lot of positive things, at the same time, it kind of combined all brand, consumer, and business, and asked to look into all 3 dimensions, measure the brand, measure the consumer as well perspectives, and also look into the business. And digital should be able to enable that through data and analytics, different operating models, technology, and obviously talent. In terms of marketing vocabulary, while measuring marketing performance, you will come across many different names and phrases, such as marketing performance, marketing effectiveness, efficiency, optimization, return on marketing, marketing analytics, marketing measurement, marketing accountability, ROI, which is return on investment, and ROMI, which is return on marketing investment. Sometimes you can see MROI, which is marketing return on investment. And guess what? It's all part of the subject measuring performance and pretty much mean the same thing.